Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. I'm all right. How y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty well. It's been a good week. I went to a baseball game. Got to see the Oakland Athletics, and I saw since y'all had your hats on, I had to put my hat on. But overall, it's been a good week. I've been really getting a lot of stuff done in terms of what I got coming over these next couple of months. I'm excited to kind of later this episode maybe let some announcements go finally. I've been teasing y'all for a while, so I figure I might as well. Yeah, I feel like I might. Yeah, it's been a while, maybe even more than 6 months. But I gotta let something go at this point. You know what I mean? So just stay tuned for real.
Joey Merrifield just said he didn't get any audio from you, Andrew, which is kind of weird because I hear you crystal clear.
Yeah, I hear you too.
If just keep comments again if you still can't hear Andrew.
But I got no clue on this one. Hopefully, we can figure this out relatively quickly. But
yeah, I feel like
nobody else said anything.
Exactly.
Nobody else said anything.
I think we might be good. But
yeah, we might be good.
Shout out Not Your Mans, you feel me? Support local, small businesses.
Yeah.
Shout out Benny the Butcher. I just got this new Benny merch. Plugs I met too. Really dope. What's that? Yeah.
He had a nice rollout with that.
Yo,
bro. It just came in the other day. It's real nice stuff.
Anytime we're talking about local merch, I gotta talk about Max Comfort too. Shout out to Max Comfort. I just got a hat and I'm not wearing it, but I just got another new hat in from Max Comfort. I love the merchandise that he does. So
the little random drop sells out every time in a couple hours. It's genius.
Yeah,
Benny merch, what? Bugging.
Oh yeah, you crazy.
I normally I don't know if I've ever disagreed with you, Blicker, but I gotta fully disagree with you on that one.
Yo, and you were just in Vegas with Blicker, right? You want to talk about that a little bit, just about the time you had, or how was it?
Big facts. Vegas was amazing, man. I was out there with Blicker, Noxie, Zakai, some of their fam, some other people. I brought some of my folks out. It was really dope. I was out there for 3 nights. We shot 3 different videos, three different songs.
What was that like? Was that like a tough, like was that a grind to get 3 videos done in 3 nights like that, or was it pretty easy?
Hell yeah! It was a huge grind. Because you go to Vegas, you want to enjoy yourself, and all the video shoots. I enjoyed myself at the video shoots, but we're hitting malls in between shoots, trying to make sure we got outfits right. We don't know where the fuck anything in Vegas is, so we're walking around taking Ubers. It was stressful, but it was definitely an enjoyable time, to say the least. So I'm glad we got
a hell of an experience too, right? Like just to be able to go out and do that for a couple of days. Like I'm excited to see the content that comes from that. And were you able to do anything beyond like music videos? Like did you do any vlog type stuff or anything like that?
I wanted to shoot a separate video while I was in Vegas with Zakai. But I didn't know the itinerary before I got to Vegas. I didn't know if we were shooting one song over 3 days or like we did 3 videos over the course of 3 days. So the schedule was pretty chock full. I bought a little camera for the trip, took mad different photos. Hopefully I get a cover art or 2 out of it. But that's really it. It was really dope. It was absolutely a grind though. We were moving like chickens with our head cut off.
What was like the craziest thing that you experienced in that time in Vegas where you were like, oh fuck, how are we gonna get past this? Like, is there any good stories you got or anything like that?
Any good stories? I mean, the whole thing was a good story.
Right.
You feel me? The second day specifically, we had a penthouse 56 floors up, and there's like a balcony when you walk outside, and there's a pool / like hot tub off the balcony looking off 56 floors. They threw a nice little party, brought some people to the crib. She had some really nice, like her family was very hospitable. Everybody clicked immediately on some corny shit. You feel me? There was no issues. So Vegas was just great vibes, and it was packed with upstate New York. You feel me? Whether it was the people that we were with talking about Elmira, or whether I was smoking on the Vegas Strip by myself talking to a homeless man, and he mentioned that I was a rapper from upstate New York, and he was like, "You got to go check my man's out in Syracuse." Blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Like it's a very small world.
That's dope.
There was a couple things out there that was stressful, but that's the same thing with any business. You feel me? Especially when you're 1,000 miles across from home base. So I'm supposed to be in LA right now. Actually, I booked it. I booked a ticket yesterday. Well, I booked a ticket months ago, but I was supposed to fly out yesterday and spend this week in Los Angeles. But due to personal reasons, I haven't been able to do that. So I'm gonna go back out to the West soon.
That's
hell yeah.
Hopefully you'll get out there sooner than later. Yeah.
Come to San Francisco.
Big facts. Well, I mean, I go to Cali. I'm hitting everywhere. Feel me? I got a lot of people to check.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we were improvising crazy. Big facts. I mean, this was also the first time one of the videos we shot, I went to an actual set. Like a set for movies or music videos and shit. And so
How did that feel?
It was weird, bro. It was very, very weird. But it was fluent. It was natural. I didn't have to come up with ideas. You feel me? It's not like I had to script a video and plan everything. Noxie was an absolute professional. Had everything set up. So I really just had to do whatever was coordinated, and whatever they were like, yo, go here, act like this. Like one of the videos,
bro.
One of the videos we had like some Sopranos, Goodfellas type scene, and it was really cinematic. You feel me? I think that a couple of these videos would be like unlike anything I've ever personally done in my career. I think it'll be a good look for Blick, a great look for Noxie, and I'm just happy that they allowed me to be a part of it. It was good vibes all around.
That's dope, bro. I like Sheridan said, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It sounds like it was a great time, so I'm glad that it was like a good situation there. I've been busy as hell this week. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I've been busy as hell this week. Got graduation Saturday. My son's baptism is actually today, so I got lots of family in town. Lots of busy stuff going on there, but I'm glad to be done with this whole graduation shit and not have to be stressing about projects and internships and fucking group shit, and have a lot more time to focus in on some of the stuff and plans I have to expand Upstate Aesthetic and do more stuff like merchandise rollouts with artists, be able to collaborate more on making stuff like cover art and shit like that. Like, it's going to be a lot more productive for me within the community in the next couple of weeks and months, so I'm excited for that. And the graduation's cool too. I'm getting fucked up on Saturday, so.
Yeah,
I'm about to crash your graduation party. I'm gonna show up there.
Pull up, bro.
And you're gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Pull up. That's the only thing about graduating out thousands of miles away from where you grew up, is there's definitely mad people that are missing out on this moment. But there's a lot of good people out here, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be very entertaining. I don't drink and do shit like this very often, so this Saturday is gonna be interesting.
I can imagine, bro. Do you have a lot of friends out there in your school? Like, do you have associates and
when it came to like the college shit, I didn't really associate with a whole lot of people. Towards the end, like, I started doing more stuff with their website and putting together shit for their website, so that made me group up with a couple of different people and actually have to just work together and become friends. But outside of that, like, in college, I was in there, I would go to class and kind of just bounce. Like, I wasn't really trying to develop a whole lot of friendships and shit like that, because I just didn't see a whole lot of networking opportunity in the South Dakota area. So
yeah, I hear you. I mean, it's not like that's where you plan on spending the next 80 years, right?
And I just, alongside everything else I've got, like, trying to do other shit outside of class would have just been a lot. So yeah, there were definitely people that I connected with in group projects and shit. Most of the people I chill with are just through work and shit. So
okay,
yeah.
That makes sense.
But no, I'm definitely excited for that. I'm also excited for all the new music we had released from Upstate this week, and there's some music coming soon. But for what dropped this week,
there's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, Winna Scales dropped 2 new tracks. One titled No Air Guitar, the other one titled Wrecked for the Night. Don Pablo dropped Getting Busy, which I believe we previewed on the podcast a couple of weeks back. P Saint dropped a new track titled Mercy, and Payne dropped a track titled Dane Cook. Furco with a new one titled Drama, and then Denz dropped a new track titled Voicemail. And there's probably some that I'm missing.
I've been sleeping this week, bro, because I saw
there's
the
a lot of
list
shit out here.
releases, and I didn't listen to any of them yet, bro. I gotta hear these because those are all artists that I like.
Don Pablo, P Saint, who else?
The
When the
In-Pain one
Scales.
is alright. The In-Pain track is decent.
I haven't heard the
Don
In-Pain
might have
one.
submitted Getting Busy to the competition, like the
Yeah.
second or third competition.
Yeah, I know we've definitely heard it before and probably played it on the show before, but it just got released and it's a good track. So
No, it's fire. And that P Saint track was fire too. Not everything that P Saint drops ends up in my news feed or ends up getting put right in front of me. Normally I hear it through this podcast. But the last song that he dropped, I think it came with a visual and everything. I was just scrolling down my news feed and I was like, damn, P Saint. That shit was fire.
P Saint is fire, bro. I gotta see that, bro. I can't believe I haven't even heard about it.
Anytime he submits to the competition, it's a banger.
yeah, I agree. I think that P Sane is really dope, and it's just sort of a different sound than what we generally hear from Upstate, right? With him, like that's something that I really like. Casper dropped Love Sick. We played a track off of that last week, the one featuring AOHB. You missed that, Ant. That was a pretty dope track. It was AOHB in a bit of a different realm, more of a pop type sound, but I thought it was really cool to hear him in that, and I would love to hear more artists do stuff like that.
It's fire.
Yeah, it was a cool track for sure.
Yes.
Is Casper the artist? Yeah, Casper's the artist.
Yes, sir.
Casper's the dude in the comments.
Yeah, he dropped the album titled Love Sick, and he dropped that in the middle of the week last week, I believe, and then that's how we were able to play that song by AOHB.
So Casper is Connor.
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of good music dropping this week. Scory's dropping a new track this weekend. So
Rockstar.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for this one. Yeah.
I'm hyped. I like the last one too. I like the last one.
I know a lot of like the last one.
Yeah, I like Dior.
Man, I think Dior You was a very smart song to make. It clearly was gonna be trendy. He promoted it well for a long time prior to its release. But that might be my least favorite Scory track to date.
There's one line in it that just totally throws the whole thing off for me.
I'm sure the ladies love that track. I'm sure that's one of his most successful songs when it comes to that demographic.
Ladies and Sheridan.
Ladies and Sheridan.
Because I'm gonna be honest. Before I didn't really like many of his tracks.
You're just waiting for
fire.
You're just waiting for a real nigga to come Dior you up real quick, huh?
I'm dead. Have you heard the snippet? Have you heard the snippet for this one though? For Scory, I think I've heard the snippet to this, and this is gonna be some heat. If it's what I think it is, so I'm excited for him to drop it.
I hope it showcases some of his versatility, and it just better be. He just better have a better hook than Meech on Rockstar. That's all I care about.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if he can't beat Meech, then maybe he should be Meech in that spot.
Maybe.
You said it, not me. But shout out to Scory. Victim is still probably my favorite Scory track to date. That shit goes dumb.
He's got a couple that I really like, but I'm excited for this one he's about to drop.
Absolutely.
What are the mainstream stuff that you guys have listened to? Because all I really caught was a couple tracks off of Khaled's new album. I really haven't caught a lot else because I've been busy. So you didn't like Khaled's album?
There were some songs for sure. There were some songs, but it was overall very, very mids. Moray album's dope.
Yeah, Moray album is dope.
Moray album is what I'm spinning. And then Girl in Red, not hip hop, but I've been listening to Girl in Red.
How do you even spell Moray?
I'll type it in the comments. It's literally how you would think. And I didn't even
drop that a soundtrack for the new anime Yasuke with Naked Stanfield. And so Flying Lotus did that, and it's dope.
The Alchemist dropped a little compilation EP as well. He got Earl Sweatshirt, Pink Seafood, Bodie James, super fire,
super dope. I've been spinning that a lot actually. I forgot.
The Hov and Nas track is overrated, but I mean it's Hov and Nas, so it's gonna be overrated by a given. Yeah. I still think it was a decent track. Dram
dropped the album too. That's really dope.
Baby Dram. I don't like yo.
That's
Dram is a
Shelly
really,
now,
really
bro.
talented artist.
It's
His
FKA
name's
Dram.
Shelly FKA Dram is what he goes by.
what? What is he
Yeah.
trying? Is he trying to get away from that broccoli tag? Like why?
I think this is a very different sound than what Broccoli and a lot of those like Cash Machine and
When he
those
grew
earlier.
up off of, yeah.
Yeah, this is like more sophisticated R&B. Like it's beautiful, very beautiful album.
Very beautiful.
That was in my like suggestive music, but I don't listen to Dram at all, so I wasn't sure why it ended up there. But
It's worth it's worth checking out. It's worth checking out even if you don't listen to Dram because it's nothing like his other projects that I've heard.
yeah, I'm gonna
I
probably
mean,
check it out.
there's been hints of this stuff. There's been hints of this stuff, but his hits are always, the goofy kind of like fun tracks. He doesn't do. He has his personality for sure, like his funny, goofy personality on it. But he's really singing his ass off the entire album. He's got Summer Walker,
Mature.
her, Erica Badu.
Oh
He's got
damn,
some features on there. Yeah,
damn. That sounds like a Spotify R&B playlist.
it's a R&B album. That's what it's under. Hip hop R&B.
I'm a definitely
It's
have to
really
check it
dope.
out. Sounds like it got some dope vibes on it. I mean, Dram has always been fire. When Dram really came out, I wasn't as open minded with the music that I listened to as I am now. So I could respect that he was a talented artist, but it wasn't stuff that I would really listen to. Now I feel like I can open to it with like a clean palette and see exactly what it's in for.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be an Isaiah Rashad album, but it hasn't been confirmed, so who knows? It could be like one of their, smaller. I think it would be weird for them to
It's
have
definitely
like do a smaller artist, but it's probably Isaiah Rashad. Could be J Rock,
it's not
but
Absol.
probably it's not Absol. It's probably I'm thinking it's got to be either J Rock or Isaiah Rashad. Maybe, I think this might be impossible, but maybe Kendrick is. I think it's got to be Isaiah Rashad though.
No, somebody out of TDE is dropping before Kendrick does, and I would say it's more likely to be Isaiah Rashad or SZA, to be honest. I would not be.
It could be
Huh?
since she's done what two singles in the last
And
couple months. It could be.
exactly, and like I don't know. There was that TDE Appreciation Week where they dropped a new TDE song every week, and it got everybody excited, or at least me. I'm everybody. You feel me? That there was just gonna be a steady flow of TDE music, and it wasn't. I would love to see J Rock or Schoolboy. I just think both of them have been relatively quiet for it to happen. I think being quiet fits
They
Isaiah
can keep both.
Rashad's aura. You feel me? Isaiah
I want
Rashad
Isaiah
Yeah, but how
Rashad.
much
overpowers.
longer can he be quiet
All I,
for, right? Like
Who's
all
he?
I want is
Isaiah
Isaiah
Rashad,
Rashad.
because it wasn't his last release in
Isaiah.
2016. Like
I
5 years is a
I
long
think
time to be quiet.
Isaiah Rashad has the type of fan base and the type of music that people will get pissed off that they don't have a new album, but they won't jump ship. They will still
Bro,
rock
no
with
one
him
will ever.
until
I will wait. I will wait 10 years for a new album.
for an
It'll
Isaiah.
be.
Exactly.
It'll be all I listen to for 2 weeks. Like
Yeah.
it is like Isaiah
He's
Rashad connects
phenomenal.
with me on like a deeper level, bro. So like when I'm pissed that nothing has dropped, but like no matter when he drops, I'm tuning in
Just
the
like
second.
Ant
Like
said,
no other
basically.
album. Like I can't
Exactly.
think of another album that could drop that I would listen to before I would listen to when Isaiah
Well, I
Rashad
know
dropped.
one, but we're gonna talk about that in a couple minutes. We'll talk about that one coming up. But
J.
this,
Cole.
yeah, exactly. But this one,
As
I'm very interested in it.
Isaiah
I've
Rashad
never
does.
really listened to much of Isaiah Rashad. Like honestly, I've probably heard him featured on tracks. This morning was the first time I really went back and listened to one of his albums, like at all. And so I'm excited for it off of hearing what I heard because I think that it's interesting. I'm gonna actually listen to that album with this one coming up. But
Isaiah, Shoot Me Down. It's such an old song, but Shoot Me Down in the
Such
remix.
a great song.
It's one of my favorite of all time. Like if that song comes on, I have no choice but to stop everything I'm doing and rap every single lyric. Yeah, like it is.
That's just like no matter how many times you hear it.
Shout out Andrew for what he just posted, because a new West Side Boogie album would absolutely go crazy.
That.
He reminds me a little.
So underrated.
What it was easily one of the best projects of that year. I don't know if
it was underrated. People didn't give him that credit.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying I don't know if it's him being under shady aftermath. I don't know if it's him being a West Coast artist suppressed by a bunch of other talented West Coast artists, being underspoke. I don't know what it is, but he is one of the most talented and underappreciated artists in hip hop today, no doubt.
No question. No.
So the stuff I saw related to this Isaiah Rashad album that makes me like pretty much all but feel like this is confirmed without it being confirmed is, I guess, and someone dug this up on Twitter, but I guess a couple of months ago he tweeted out something about how he was going to drop the album on his grandma's birthday, and then someone found out that his grandma's birthday is May 7th based on some shit his mom posted on Facebook like 5 years ago. So this could all be bullshit put together by some person trying to put together some fake shit, or I mean, to me, it adds up. It makes a lot of sense. He hasn't released in 5 years. If he actually said that about his mom and this being his grandma and his grandma's birthday, like this would make sense into the cryptic situation and kind of give it away in a situation where they might not have intended to be cryptic at first and now decided to, and it's kind of been spoiled a little bit, I guess. I mean, I don't think it's spoiled, but.
Yeah, a lot of people, it's kind of common for something like that to happen these days, for people try to do a cryptic release or something around a specific date that almost you have to guess and search for.
That's why I believe this.
To happen.
Exactly. There's always going to be fans.
I think that's what they want to happen, though.
That's exactly what they want to happen. It builds up hype before a release and makes people feel like, oh shit, it's like an Easter egg in a video game. You feel me? Like you uncover it yourself, and it makes you feel happy or more tied into the project. I'm not sure if that's the only theory around, but if that's what is taking the main airwaves, it sounds heavily believable to me.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, right? It's like easy to believe because it's so common with these type of rollouts, and it would generate more excitement, and it kind of it's good too because people can let go of maybe that hype of Kendrick Lamar, where the general fan might have that anticipation that this is going to be a Kendrick drop and could be disappointed.
If it is Isaiah Rashad, who's next? Do you think?
If it is, so I think it's gonna go a rap album, an R&B album.
Has to be SZA next. Yeah.
It has to be SZA next, and then it's either gonna be Rock or Q, and then it's gonna be Kendrick, and then Absol.
I can't wait for Absol. I'm most excited for Absol, bro. Absol and Isaiah Rashad. I'm dying for. I know. I really want to hear new Kendrick too, of course.
I want to hear new Kendrick. But at this point, if Kendrick never dropped another album, I'd be fine. As weird as that might sound, if Kendrick never dropped another album again, I think I could live.
I wouldn't say never personally, but I would say he could take like 5 or 10 years and just take like one of those extended breaks that we've seen in hip hop before from certain artists, and I would be super cool with that. And as long as there's a drop down the line, I couldn't say never ever though, because I would love to. Even down the line, like when he's older, you know what I mean. But
no question, I would love to hear it, but I'm not necessarily waiting for a new Kendrick.
I'm not dying for a Kendrick album. I am dying for an Isaiah Rashad album. I'm dying for an Absol album.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, fair enough.
And not
I really want a SZA album too. Not gonna lie, like I'm really excited for a SZA album. I love SZA.
I'm sure SZA got some shit to say right now.
Right. Let's talk about this J. Cole album though, Sheridan. I know you've been dying to talk about it. He's your favorite artist all time. You can't even name another artist that comes into the range. But he's dropping on the 14th. It's kind of a sudden rollout. He's been hyping it up a little bit though over the last couple months. You're just excited to shit on it, bro. That's all you're excited about.
If you think about it,
I'm excited to give it a review. I'm not excited.
You're not
to
banned
shit
right
on
now.
It.
You're like, I can post on Facebook right when it's coming out.
See, I can't get banned again, bro. Because like I said, it's rollout time for me too. So I gotta be careful.
The minute that you shit on this album, I'm reporting you. So
I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm gonna give it an in-depth track by track review first listen.
Just like you did Lewis Street within 30 seconds of its release.
Yeah.
Son. So I think that this album is gonna be absolutely phenomenal. I'm excited for it. He's really been rolling this out since when is this? When was this drop? It says I can't get an exact date, but since he dropped that 2-pack with
my favorite
the Climb Back and Lion King on Ice, he's been really promoting this since before that. If you guys remember those 2 singles, and between all the talk, J. Cole's going to the NBA, he's gonna try out for the Pistons, he's gonna be on the summer team, like those little videos of him shooting in the gym, all of those go into this album. I think that was all promo for this project. I think this is going to be the first studio project J. Cole drops where it's produced heavily, mainly by other people. I think he's going to take the writing, executive production on this, and I think he's going to have features on this, which is why he didn't release the track list and just the cover art immediately. So I'm excited.
If he don't have features on it, bro.
Well, the cool thing about
he already said that his next, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, he said that his next project that he dropped was gonna be with features and non-self-produced. Like he.
So then I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna, even though I really like J. Cole's production. What really bothers me is I'm bored as shit by song 6 because I don't hear a new voice. It's like the same dude talking the same tone, the same songs over and over again.
I hear that, but he doesn't have the same tone on every song. Like that's a conversation for a different.
Because he'll start singing and sound like he's dying, bro. He can't sing.
God.
Well, then which one is it? Does he have the same tone, or can he not sing, or what? Like
it's both. If he raps, he has the same tone, and then when he tries to sing and tries to do that, try to show some range, it sounds terrible.
I hear you. I think that we were talking a couple days ago, and Sheridan said that this is either going to be his best or his worst. Like there's no in between, and I think
I'm leaning towards best.
I think that's an interesting. I think that's an interesting statement. I mean, I don't know what people widely regard as J. Cole's worst project, whether it's KOD or Voluminati. What was that shit called? Oh no, For Your Eyes Only. Voluminati was just a track.
I say KOD is definitely his worst album.
Facts.
I disagree. For Your Eyes.
For me, For Your Eyes Only is my least favorite J. Cole project. I think that and KOD both have
ATM on it.
They both have such conceptual ideas behind them that go into the enjoying the album itself. That casually enjoying the album is a little bit different. I do think that this will be. Also, this is part of Friday Night Lights, the come up and the warm up mixtape series. Are y'all serious? That's one of the best mixtape series of all time. He's putting the 4th installment out now. Like, I think what is about to happen is literally ATM is the worst song of all time. So that just threw everything I was thinking out the window. I just read that and my brain went blank, bro. But I'm very excited. I'm 10 times more excited for a J. Cole project than a Kendrick album. Not because I think it's automatically going to be better. I think that I'm more interested to see where J. Cole goes than I am with a Kendrick album right here. I'm almost banking on the idea that there's going to be a Moray feature on this, Drew. So you might actually, this might be
there probably will be.
Well, Moray's first song that he ever dropped was put on Rap Caviar, the Spotify playlist. And when he dropped a snippet to his first video, which was Quicksand, J. Cole was one of the first people in his Instagram comments, like, yo, this shit is unbelievable, king in your city type shit. When they're from like 20, 30 minutes apart from each other, if that. And I watched an interview with Moray the other day where he says that Adam 22 was telling him, like, I bet J. Cole is kicking himself in the butt for not discovering you. And Moray was like, he doesn't need me, but he's right. He doesn't need him, but he's the type of person to put on for a city. Right. He got debate.
Well, and that could be.
They're not even from the same from the same actual city, just representing the same state type shit.
I feel like that could be the downfall of this album, is the features that come might not be features people necessarily want, but Cole just putting on artists that he fucks with.
Moray is
Moray will blow everyone.
yo, I'm telling you.
That's one example though. I'm talking about a lot of these a lot of these Dreamville artists that a lot of people haven't connected with up to this point. I don't think a lot of people are looking for J. Cole to drop an album and finally have features on it, and it's all
Dreamville.
Yeah.
Or some random artist.
I don't want to hear all Dreamville too. I mean, I'm cool with like a boss feature, I guess.
I was gonna say I see one or two heavily collaborated tracks with Dreamville artists. Like I either see one track with 5 or 6 of them on it, or 2 tracks with like 3 or 4 of them on it.
I hope not, because like I hope he recognizes, like, obviously with the compilation albums, like he's already done that and doesn't need to necessarily do that with this album. But I just feel like that could be one of the things where this could be a bit of a downfall, because it's been so long since there were features on, like that's the testament to Cole albums or whatever, is there's no features. So who do you want to see featured on this album outside of Moray? Like, is there a top name artist you would want to see?
A lot of people. Like, I would want to hear J. Cole with pretty much any artist he hasn't worked with.
But he's worked with so many, but he just hasn't put them on his album.
Exactly, because J. Cole's feature run from 2019 to, I guess, early 2021,
bro,
whenever it stopped.
If he puts Young Thug on the album,
man, I don't want to hear Young Thug on that shit. 10 out of 10. I don't want to hear Young Thug on that shit.
No Young Thug on that album. Less than 5.
Roddy Ricch would be interesting on a J. Cole album, I feel like.
And that's
if there's Lil Baby on it, I don't want to hear it.
Because I'm talking about younger artists too, like some of this new upcoming, like that maybe isn't signed with Cole. Like who would he work with that he could bring in?
Don't sleep on a YBN Corday feature. Don't sleep on him.
I think there will be a lot. That was one I was going to mention. I don't want to say there will be, but I think I have suspected there will be a YBN Corday.
I think a YBN Corday feature makes a lot of sense after the 1985 remix he did, and how he's came into the game almost pushing that I'm the new J. Cole, even without saying it. You feel me? That's the type of vibe that I get from him and have for the past since he's came into the game. And Cole loves giving looks like that, and Corday is not somebody that's necessarily in his camp. That if there's that established public relationship that people are going to expect it. I think that's one. I'm trying to think of what singers he would partner with, because I know I'm not necessarily dying to hear features with Cole. To be honest, I'm excited for them, but I've never had a Cole album go by and be like, damn, I wish somebody else was on this song. I think he does.
That's what I do on every album. On every song.
I've never had that happen on one of his projects. I think he does such a great job of getting what he wants to say off. I'm excited for the idea of other people on a track with him. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just curious to see who in his mind fits.
Who does he feel should be brought in? And Corey said JID, a JID feature. I wouldn't mind that as the 1 or 2 Dreamville features.
Kind of
like just
I was gonna say you could kind of JID or Boss, if not both of them will almost definitely.
I think they both will be on there.
I'm just over
might be the same song.
Tracks featuring a bunch of fucking Dreamville artists. Even though like I like the concept.
I'm with you, bro.
Even though I like the concept and it like has been a good thing, it's like that's not what I want from this. Even though I do agree like a JID feature would be good on this, but I don't want a whole bunch of other shit on there.
I want to hear like trap artists with J. Cole. That's what I want to hear.
Well, and the cool thing for him, the cool thing with
Young Thug and trap artists, bro. Like he
wants to hear him go in a whole new direction. He wants a new J. Cole.
No, he wants feature J. Cole on his albums, which they're different people. Like
that's very true too.
I want J. Cole with those features. I want to hear something he hasn't done, not where he steps into the bag.
But at that point, he would be bringing them into like. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. I want to hear a mix, like he might be on some conscious shit, and then it might go into some fucking like
I don't know, like a total change, and then you hear like I don't know, like I just want to hear some experimental, different shit from J. Cole that doesn't have me sitting there like this the whole fucking time, because that's what I do when I listen to J. Cole albums because they're boring.
I feel like I don't know. I really I don't necessarily know what to expect. That's kind of the cool thing, and the cool thing about Cole is too, right? Is his lack of having features in the past and being successful without them now creates this massive anticipation behind the track list, even more so than any other
Baby
artist
Kim.
could have with their track list.
Yo, baby, yeah, I could, yo, Andrew, those are actually really two good picks that I could see for this
Those
album.
are great picks.
I could see IDK or Baby Keem on a track with them. They're both more modern, younger artists.
42 Doug.
Incredibly, man, I'm getting tired of your ass, son. Are you fucking kidding me, son?
I was joking.
Oh my god. IDK, Baby Keem, and 42 Doug. No, that's
Baby Keem would be interesting, and I think that would be really dope. That would be way cooler than pretty much any like Dreamville artist I could think of being featured, because it's just a newer, younger, different artist that we haven't seen Cole work with. That's what I would love to see on this.
And it's Kendrick's cousin,
Mhm.
so I would just kind of like to see anybody affiliated with Kendrick. Like if he had anybody, don't sleep on like a Reason feature on this.
Right.
I could totally see Reason. I would love to see Absol on this, or really anybody from the TDE camp. But I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I want to hear like Schoolboy.
Exactly. Like, anybody. I would love to hear Kendrick, but he's probably like third or fourth on that list of TDE artists I want to hear on this project.
Would Cole and Kendrick be cooler than Drake and Cole on this project?
What was that?
Like, would a Cole and Kendrick track on this project be cooler or more important or make more noise than a Drake and Cole track would?
I think J. Cole and Kendrick would make more noise at this point, just because of the anticipation of people wanting that collab album.
Mhm.
But Drake and J. Cole would probably be a bigger song.
Right.
I think more noise would be Kendrick and J. Cole though.
Yeah, like the internet would blow up over Kendrick and J. Cole, but like the actual
Sales.
like, numbers,
Yeah, exactly.
like sales, Drake and J. Cole would do more.
Can I hit it in the morning?
Mm.
Can
Yeah,
I hit it in the morning? Yeah, you see, that's the last J. Cole and Drake song that came
They
out.
They might have had something between then and now, but I'm not positive. And if it was, it didn't really connect. So.
Logan. Can't hate Drake.
J. Cole don't want that smoke, Xavier.
But yeah, so we
you
got a
can't
Cole
hate
album to look forward to, probably an Isaiah Rashad album to anticipate. So this is a great time to be a music fan, though, if nothing else. Like when there's someone like a Cole, a Kendrick, a Drake dropping, and you're able to actually just focus in on that release. I'm excited. I'm excited for it to come out. The anticipation's cool, and then us being able to break it down and hear Sheridan bitch and moan about all the stuff that doesn't happen that he wants to happen is going to be great too. I'm looking forward to that episode. Like, there can't be a more controversial episode, I think, of the Cypher than right after a J. Cole album drops. So we're looking forward to it. So I've seen a bunch of festival lineups pop up over the last couple of weeks and stuff, and I'm just kind of curious what you guys think about festivals in general. You guys as performers, like, what do you think? Would the lineup matter necessarily for like a smaller performer in terms of like I mean, you're gonna take the festival opportunity either way, right? Like no matter what. So I guess it's not really a good question, but like I just wonder how that affects you as a performer when you accept the position to go and do a festival, and then there's a bigger performer performing at the same time, so you don't really have shit going on. Because I've seen it when I've gone to concerts and shit. And I guess I'm curious what like festivals you guys would want to do.
Your name's on the ticket. Your name's on the ticket.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's really all that matters.
I was gonna say, can you repeat the question one more time, because
it's too much.
The hypothetical. Okay.
It's too much.
It's basically like is it worth being at a festival with all these other big name artists when no one's really gonna show up to your set because they're all gonna go to the big name artists?
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. Is it worth it? Yeah. Are you as long as you didn't, if you didn't pay money to perform, If you didn't pay money to perform,
names on the ticket.
well, not a lot of the time. I know a lot of people who perform at South by Southwest every year who don't get paid shit, but they're performing at South by Southwest. You feel me?
Right.
And you're not paying to perform. I also know people who perform every year at South by Southwest who pay to perform, and nobody's coming to your show either way, like you said, because you're not one of the bigger artists, and the chances of somebody that is big performing at the same time as you is very great. But as long as you're not going into the red, trying to perform at a random show for one of these festivals, it's always going to be beneficial. I mean, doing shows in general, whether it's a club downtown or in the next city over, if there's 10 people there, as long as you're not paying to perform, it's very beneficial.
Right.
Like Xavier said, or Xavier, I don't know if I'm saying it properly, for networking purposes, at least bring 1,000 business cards and don't leave the festival until they're all gone.
Right.
Start throwing CDs like you have a fucking t-shirt launcher. You feel me? Like, you get your name. That's how DaBaby blew up. DaBaby showed up to South by Southwest when he wasn't even performing in a diaper with no clothes on. He just pulled up in a diaper. Nobody.
That's all you got to do, Sheridan.
He was going by Baby Jesus at that point. He wasn't even DaBaby. And so people are taking pictures of this dude, posting them on the internet like, oh, what the fuck? And next thing you know, he drops a video. He has some facial recognition. People are aware of his brand.
I think you could make it happen, Sheridan.
Like this.
I think you could make it happen, Sheridan. You could copy DaBaby's rollout and blow up off of that.
Nah, dude, somebody's already doing it. You didn't hear about Lil Nut?
Definitely not. I definitely not.
Lil Nut dropped his album. He's doing the same DaBaby branding.
All right.
Not Your Mans did a review.
I was gonna say, what's he doing? He's just like smacking women and shooting people in Walmart.
Nah, he just literally, it's like his profile. It's just like this fucking white dude, and he's like, "Yep."
That's the shit Sheridan be listening to.
Oh no.
Nah, bro, I literally got it from Not Your Mans, bro. Not Your Mans reviewed it, and that's why I listened.
Oh no.
Fair enough. Next topic I got to discuss, and this is an interesting one because I did not anticipate this soon. But Pop Smoke's manager says that there could be another Pop Smoke album on the way. What do you guys think about a posthumous album being released this quickly after that one? The last one was so successful. Maybe that's why I'm more speculative.
Like, on the way, what does that really mean? Like, right now, that's too quick. But you give it another 6 months, I think that's the right time.
Is it still like within the top 10? I mean,
it could be.
It very well could be.
So
yeah, I feel a little bit weird about it, but it's not necessarily unexpected. The quote that I saw said that it was definitely coming and that it was coming soon. It feels weird. You know, you have one of the best posthumous albums of all time that you already dropped for Son. So literally, if it's not in the same stratosphere, if it's not just as good, then I don't know. There's gonna be some people that really want this. There's gonna be some people that don't want it at all. I think it's disrespectful. As long as his family is still getting paid out, and the proceeds can go back to his mom's, his family, and they can still get some royalties and revenue from the music that he was able to make while he was here, then I don't necessarily have a problem with it. If the label is doing this just so that they can increase their stocks for a little bit, then I don't really care for it. I'll probably listen to it regardless, but I don't necessarily have the same expectations I had for the last one.
Well, in this one, the last one almost sets higher expectations. Yeah.
I didn't have crazy expectations for the last one, bro, and that's what was so crazy about it for me. It blew my fucking mind when I listened to it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have even less expectations for this next album.
Because of that, because this one was so good.
Yeah, because of how great it was. Unless he really just had an unbelievable archive to pull from, and people are reproducing and structuring and getting features. There were some features on his last project that took away from the song to me. Like, it was so clearly Son just died, and I need to get a star to fill this spot in real quick. I think now they've had a much longer amount of time to work on the music, to construct it, produce it, get the features they want for it. or think fit. So there is a big plus side to this potentially, like upside to this. That's what I mean. But there's huge risk for a shitty album.
Yeah,
And
like he's still in the top 10. That's what blows my mind is like why they feel the need necessarily when it's still the last project is still producing like that well, you know? So
yeah,
that's my biggest like surprise, I guess, is the need to, and it's weird because it's like if he were still alive, that would be the trajectory they would go for, right? Because he had a hit album, and you want to roll out another one the year later to keep that going. But it's a lot
but
different
he's
when
dead.
yeah, it's a lot different when
Yeah,
he's dead. So, yo,
significant.
Sheridan, you think Juice World is still alive?
No, he's not still alive. That is ridiculous.
It's a no.
Yeah, I
It's a
don't
no
know.
from me, dog.
I think I saw Xavier post some shit like that a little bit ago. That Juice WRLD was still alive, and if it wasn't you, then I saw somebody.
There's
Uh,
plenty of There's plenty of what's it called? Conspiracies out there about it that I'm sure, given the
yo, I
right
mean,
day and time, I could buy into it for a little bit.
I,
But
well, I can't genuinely get annoyed or upset at people who do stuff like this, but the whole Drake killed XXX crowd,
well, I mean
the
that
whole
definitely happened,
Tupac,
bro.
yeah, the whole like Tupac is in Cuba right now. You feel me? Like that, it's harmless to a certain extent. You feel me? But there are people
Uh,
saying this shit to the people's families that are like close.
yeah,
That makes
I
sense. You
don't
feel
think
me?
that shit's
So
harmless, bro. If
well, no,
someone tried to tell me,
on this side of the world, we have these conversations, and nobody close to the situation is listening to us. But the same conversation
I don't
is
care.
happening around people's family that actually are connected. Uh, I found so many random name YouTube channels. Unreleased music is no indication that an
Yeah,
artist is
yeah.
alive. Tupac is about to drop a new album, and is
Juice
it
World
Tupac?
Exactly. That's
recorded
why he's in Cuba, bro.
Juice World
Like,
recorded unlimited music because he wrote nothing, real, not nothing, but he barely wrote, and he just would
yeah.
go in there and freestyle. So he had thousands of songs. Juice World is not
And
alive.
that's where with Juice
If any of
kind
my
of
family or me ever died, don't
Well, I
try
mean,
to make it
it's just
about
like
that.
the people that there's folks that were with some of these folks when they died and had to
right.
like look at their lifeless carcass, and
Hmm.
Bro,
then
yeah, I
medical
would.
examiners that had to like go through their body and find the cause of death. You feel me? Like,
Shit is
The
disrespectful,
one
bro.
thing I will say for sure is like your average person is not a very good actor, so they're not going to be able to act that sad and stuff to hide them from fame, right? Because that's the theory people would have is that oh Juice faked his death so he could hide from the fame, and all these people are putting on a show. But what you have to recognize and understand is average people are not good at acting. Try and ask someone to act like that, it's gonna look fake. It wouldn't look as real as his girlfriend actually crying on social media and stuff. So that should be an easy way to sort of come to that understanding. I get it. I get the conspiracy thing of it, but
yeah, they can.
to tie things back around though. Sheridan was talking about Juice and how he just constantly made music and stuff. He would make way more sense to me to hear that there's another album on the way than Pop, just because of that. Because there was so much
I
time to create, and he had done so many things in different realms, right? Like just different types of sound and tried
I don't
different
know that
stuff.
Pop was so different.
Well, I guess we just didn't know that
Well,
as much. When you have Juice who goes and
Pop
does
was just
freestyles
younger.
for an hour at a time.
Yeah, I mean, but like we got to Juice World at least got like a year and a half out of his fame, right? Like
Probably more, but
almost
yeah.
two, I want to say. Yeah, and Pop Smoke had just blew up, so who knows exactly how much he had already had,
Hmm.
especially that was usable. But at least we got to see it with Juice World. It made sense. So I get what you're saying, Drew. Um, I don't. To be honest, though, you really only need if you have 8 or 10 really good references in a cut somewhere, you
Hmm.
can take those audio stems, send those to a new producer. He just makes a new beat around the BPM and the flow that you used. You save a 16 bar verse for somebody, and then you have a hit right there. You feel
Right.
me?
All you need is,
Well, a hit.
bro. All you need for these songs is like, and this is kind of disrespectful, but really, all you need for these songs is you need the hook. then you can put another artist on a verse.
Yeah,
Right.
You need a
exactly.
verse, then you can put another artist on the hook. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
just like,
for sure.
It's not hard to put these together.
I just
And-
know in terms of like hearing, and this goes back to when I used to be on that site that leaked like music all the time. Juice, they would have juice leaks like literally every other day, and there would be
All
like
the
4
time.
or 5, 10 of them at a time because there was just so much music that people had access to that he was creating and shit like
But-
that. So that's why
Not-
I think it would be less of a surprise to me, just because I know how much content there was for him. Whereas pop, like I'm sure there was, but and they mentioned it a little bit after he passed, right? Where they had said that he had like 100 or some odd songs still in the top.
Like God forbid, if something were to happen to me, I could drop 8-10 albums right now. You feel me? Like throughout however long people wanted to pump that out. If I've been getting paid to make music for the past 2 years and that's my only job, and I'm living in a studio or on a tour bus with a studio with me at all times, then the amount of tracks that I would have is literally uncountable. So I'm sure that they literally, almost every artist has to have an abundance of 100 plus, 200 plus songs that they can use at any time. It's just about what's going to get cleared, what's going to get released, and what has the ability to really make an impact.
Fair enough. Yeah. So whatever they do, though, I will be excited for it, especially just because of how successful and how much I enjoyed the last one. Like that new track is gonna be dope. So
you would be dead. It would be somebody dropping tracks on behalf of you. You feel me? So unless you have a written testament that I only want these 5 tracks.
Well, yeah, Jake, wait till somebody gets in your computer. I know you got some probably just like random shit that you've done.
He said that he was gonna sell me some. I remember he put it on Facebook. He was talking about he said I'm gonna sell all my Lucy's because I'm not gonna release them. I remember.
He sent me one of them.
There you go.
Hey, I think Jay Pari has some tracks that he's trying to sell people.
I don't know
where's the
nothing
end
about
button?
that.
Where's the end button?
Last thing we got to talk about, Sheridan's boy was in some danger this week. Quando Rondo got shot at.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jack Harlow.
What? How is that my boy?
Because Tekashi was shouting him out. Tekashi's your boy, so y'all are like a little gang now. It's Tekashi, Quando Rondo.
I saw that shit on the thing, and I saw that, and I was like, wow, I don't care. I couldn't care any less about that. I do not care that he was shot at. I don't give a fuck about Quando Rondo. Fucking.
That's the group. You, Academics, Tekashi, Quando Rondo.
Bro, I don't fuck with Academics either. Lil Tracy doesn't fuck with Academics.
That could be like your little hip hop group. I feel like y'all could do something.
No, nah, you're crazy.
That was actually pretty good, Drew.
I thought.
I'll be laughing about that for a little bit.
That I'm just saying that would be an alright group. You guys are just the controversial troublemakers in hip hop, right? And they need a white boy, so they bring you in.
I would make a song with 6ix9ine, but
Sheridan
and academics. You definitely would make a song with Academics.
I would not make a song with Quando Rondo or Academics.
Yes, you would. If Tekashi said, "Listen, I will make a song with you, but only if Academics gets to be on it," you'd be like, "All right."
No.
All right.
Sheridan immediately increases the collective credit score of that trio by 300 points.
That's hilarious. That's the squad, though. I'm just saying it could be.
Right?
Keep it in mind. You don't gotta set it up this week, but that's your boy. That's all we got to talk about. We got some music lined up this week. Some interesting stuff. First thing we got to play is Oblivion by Doc Z. So I'm gonna play this. He sent this to me last week, asked me to play it. So let's play it. See what you guys think.
See what's up with it.
So she lashed out, first in it, last out. American Express never maxed out. On my team, real left, 10K in the stash house, playing 2K with my pants down. Double got gang brain from a bad thing. Ain't shit changed except I got a little change. Spent a couple thou on a chain to keep my bitch tame. Sick of all the hidden agendas. It's funny how the truth can offend you. We could chop it up, put your tender heart in the blender. Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. I raise a bar like a crane. Last night I was scraping the sky. Different hues, pinks and blues, just painting the night. I fillet mignons, very rare my type. If it's beef they want, I'll bring Kobe to life. Been about $1, no need to fight fair. They swing and they miss, it's sweeter than bliss. It's like they fight in the air. In the cage with the mic, I'm like a liger in hair. Ignite the fire inside her despite her desire. She hiding the flare, she getting higher, it's designing her stairs. But I got a pack, I got a stack. Brought me a record, it's all in the back. Like my speakers, can't fuck on no tweaker. Got more birds than a tweeter. This ain't a gun, it's a heater. She wanna run cause she fleer. Bitch want me cause I'm fleer. Whoops mean flyer. She took a shot, fuck Pfizer. Never been a liar. That's why I'm walking out. Cause she coughing out. Telling me talking how she wanna love but she's off and out. I'm often out. Balling like a sad man when his balls is out. I'ma call her out like the ref underdressed for her problems that go unaddressed. Like a log cabin, you all capping, quite literally. In the studio we cap quite visibly. The greatest MCs like Mooney's, mac and cheese. She mooned me, now I'm smacking cheeks. Ooh wee, what a masterpiece. Ooh he, oh drastic Z. I mean Dr. Z, I mean Dr. Z. White boy with his Dr. Dre. Tell me what the fuck do they really got to say? Say my man's got the Gucci weight. 3 a.m., not too late to cop your drapes. Got hella drips, stellar whips, I sell a bit. Can't fuck on no devil bitch. Hit the icebox, tell him take my wrist and bezel this. We can chop it up, put your tender heart in the blender. Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. We can chop it up, put your tender heart in the blender. Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. We can chop it up, put your tender heart in the blender. Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion.
That's Oblivion by Doxy. Thank you guys for bearing with me through the technical difficulties. But what y'all think of that?
I thought it was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
There was definitely clear parts of the song that could have been improved. I'm not sure if this is the fully mixed and mastered version. But that track had so much character in it. I loved how it started. I'm a huge fan of the beat. The voice transitions. I hear what Jake is saying. He said lyrically it's very good, but it lacks replay value, and I would agree with that to a certain extent. I think what drops it from having replay value isn't the commercial value of the track, though. I feel like there's parts where it almost sounds like he started freestyling, or could have just cleaned up the flow slightly. There's a couple like 4 to 8 bar gaps in the song where everything is like loosely, you feel me? If that makes sense.
There are a couple parts that took me out, where I was just like, damn, this is fire, and I was like, okay. Oh, this is fire again. He would lose it for a couple lines, and then he would bring it back and be like, damn, like he found it again. And then he'd lose it again, and then he'd find it again. The beginning, he came in hard as fuck. The first probably minute, he was spazzing. And then there were parts where he started taking me out, but he always kept bringing it back. And I agree with you. There were parts of the mix that just weren't totally with it. And then honestly, I thought there were parts where lyrically it took me out too. Lyrically.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It sounded almost like it went from I'm writing this coherent verse to, okay, I'm going to freestyle a couple lines and see where it takes me. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but it felt like that at a couple points throughout the song.
Yeah. I just feel like if he cleaned it up and like really was more direct with the song and had like a really tight mix, honestly, I think there's a lot of replay value for that. It's just a certain niche.
Exactly. This is not a song that's supposed to be for half freestyled, half written. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's what it sounded.
And granted, and it's very respectable and impressive that you can freestyle half of a song that well. But when you're making music in the future, you should be conscious of people listening to it where they might not feel the freestyle part the same way that they did at the written part. Even though you're still doing a good job of rapping, and for the song itself, Not that, this isn't a song that's supposed to have crazy commercial value. It does have replay value, and it would have more replay value had it fixed up some of the loose ends, the flows, the mixing is a little bit better, and if you had a little bit more coherency when it came to the structure of the track.
I would just go back to the parts where you freestyled and say, where can I, like, maybe not even change exactly what you said, but just tighten it up.
I mean, that is definitely my favorite track that I heard from you. I heard one that was
surprisingly really, like, that surprised, like, not that I haven't fucked with your shit before, but, like, this was like, damn, like, that showed me a lot of potential.
It sounds more like naturally your lane than some of the other things that I've heard from you. It sounds like I can hear your inspirations and who you listen to in this track. You had a lot of creativity and character. Like, I think you showed more character in this song than a lot of people know how to.
You had a presence.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and that's really, like, I feel like that's the most important thing, is having a presence. And then once you have if you have a presence, then you can fix all that other stuff with just practicing. But like having a presence is like, a lot of times it comes natural, or it comes with a lot of work too. But like being able to naturally have a presence is huge.
Yeah, naturally. I didn't have a presence on it. I didn't know how to have a presence on a track till like last year. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say. I think it can take time and just like building up that experience and kind of doing something that you feel comfortable at, and you're like, I'm nice at this. There's no more like that first time you walk in the studio feeling of like, oh fuck man, I don't really know what I'm doing. It's a whole different feeling of like, okay, I belong here. I'm going into work. I'm going to do this. Like, I feel like that has a lot to do with it too.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, and when you have confidence when you memorize something, when you can rap something from the heart or the brain and you know what you're saying, you have more confidence than when you're coming up with something on the spot.
And my suggestion to him would be, like, if he wants to continue creating like that, like he likes to do half written, half freestyle, or he like that inspires him because maybe artists he's seen do it, like Lil Wayne or something like that inspires him, then I feel like you have to release content more than the average person, because you have to find those mistakes that you're making and find ways to just get better and better at that craft. I feel like if you want to continue in that way of half freestyle, half written.
Yo, Xavier, how fucking old are you? How do you have an 11-year-old daughter? that is
and
crazy.
She mixed it?
Yeah, that is nuts, son. That changes the whole list. I thought she was my age, bro. And if you are my age and you had a daughter when you was 12, that's a whole different story. Props to her for being able to even kind of mix that. But how old are you?
Yeah,
my
right.
wife is
So.
my stepdaughter. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. But
no,
still,
that was dope.
For her to even have a sense of a fucking software or programs to even change EQs or balance shit. Definitely have Cap go through and fix that before you release it. But if she's 11 and doing that, you better tell your wife to positively reinforce that.
Right.
Because she can make some good money doing that.
All right, so the next track we got lined up, this one was sent to me actually a couple weeks ago, but it was, the message I got is, this is the catchiest song you've heard this year. So I feel like sending a message like that is very dangerous, I feel like. So we'll play it. I feel like I might be let down.
I like it. I like it. That's some shit I would say.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see if you like after we listen to the song, we'll see if you like the approach as much.
Yeah, he gotta back it up though.
Who is it? Who's the song?
Kimby 15, I think.
Oh, Quimby 15.
Yeah.
He submitted to the contest.
Yes, sir. So let's get it. The catchiest song we heard this year.
Catchiest song all year.
problems are going back and forth and back and forth and going back and forth and back and forth and can't go back no more, no back no more, no can't go back no more, no back no more, I can't go. Can't keep going back to the same ways. Can't keep going back to the same ways. No games, I can't play them anymore. Cause I can't change, now I gotta make my mind up. Can I ask you please just don't tell me your name, so I got no one to think about it. Please don't be the same, so I got nothing to drink about tonight. Don't tell me your name, so I got no one to think about it. Please don't be the same, so I got nothing to drink about tonight. I got nothing to drink tonight, but I'm drunk. Don't tell me your name, so I got no one to think about it. Please don't be the same, so I got nothing to drink about tonight. Don't tell me your name, so I got no one to think about it. Please don't be the same, so I got nothing to drink about tonight.
That was the catchiest song you've heard this year. Kimmy 15. No games. What'd you think? Or no love. What'd you think?
That was not good. That was a decent melody at best, poorly executed. The verses were bad, and the singing was abrasive.
He said abrasive. He said abrasive.
It sounded like he was squeaking.
Oh.
It was terrible. It was
Oh,
that was
no,
bad.
Abrasive.
I got nothing.
What else? Nothing?
Yeah, I mean.
Come on, bro. You're the one who played it.
I know, but I mean, these are the times where
the definition of abrasive: showing little concern for the feelings of others.
Damn, yeah, he didn't give a fuck how we felt about that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That was such a fucked up thing to say. But
it's kind of true.
No, it was kind of true. He did not give a fuck how we felt about that. He was in his bag.
Yeah.
He was so. Well, the thing is, we won't ever know how catchy that song actually is because it wasn't executed the way that it was probably written to be executed. That was hilarious, Sheridan. Abrasive. I'm not mad at the song I'm not as mad as the song as I am the execution. No, I mean,
you said this was a good look.
Ever.
You said that's what he should say.
No, it's a good look if you gotta execute though.
No,
that's why I said you gotta execute.
The song, I'm not gonna lie, the song is still right now stuck in my head. It is a catchy song to say.
It's like a meme, bro. It's like a meme.
Beat,
like
I feel like
someone.
He didn't say,
Listen,
this is the best song you'll hear all year. He said this is. It could be the most annoying catchy song.
No. It's like one of those songs. Someone would be like, "Oh my god, like my ex-boyfriend was a SoundCloud rapper, and this was his music, and they make a TikTok of it, and they're like, make fun of this dude, and everybody makes fun of him." That was how bad that was.
No, I mean, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that I enjoyed that track. I think that the track was held back a lot from the execution of how he delivered it, and
Carly Rae type shit. Yep.
Carly Rae Jepsen is 100,000 million times better than that.
But that's what that was, though. Like that's that demographic.
I don't know who that is, so I feel like
that's Call Me Maybe, shorty.
That's the Call Me Maybe shit. Yeah, I was gonna say, I see how that could be put into the same bag, but like everything in life, there's fucking
Well, and the thing is too, he's young. I'm pretty sure he's still in high school. Like he's still trying shit out. So I'll give him that. Like shout out to him for trying something new, because I've heard a couple of his tracks, and this didn't sound necessarily like any of those. But take some of Sheridan's critique and do something different, maybe. Because that wasn't for me. I didn't think it was. I get what Ant means by it being catchy, but I also can't remember a single word of it. So.
But catchiness has
work on a more
to do with the melody as well.
Dynamic melody. The melody wasn't even very dynamic though. Like It was just like it's just not really like
but you remember it like vividly.
Yeah, but I can remember. I'm a melody person. I could remember anything. Like and that was like I'm gonna remember something that obviously pissed me off.
So that wasn't for you.
So I mean, like, I feel like if he gave the lyrics of this to somebody else that was more vocally dynamic or sound, this song would have been. We would be having a whole different conversation right now. That's personally how I feel. Or maybe if he executed this different or better with a different engineer, I don't know exactly what was going on. I think that whenever you put yourself and whenever you put the standard of the most catchy shit you heard this year, or I just rap better than any rapper of 2021, people go into it with a whole different mindset. You feel me?
The lyrics were terrible.
The lyrics were not great. But hit songs are supposed to have 50 words or less, 100 words or less. Check. He had that. They're supposed to have a melody that is memorable. Check. Supposed to have a beat that could go on the radio.
He's making a hit, is what Ant is saying.
No, I'm saying that
you got all the checks for the hit.
Feel me? If you're saying
anybody
that
can make a fast food melody though, like a fast food melody is so easy to make, and that doesn't mean that it's ever like lots of people make that and they never blow up.
He never said it was a good song.
I like that the kid is still working, but
it's not catchy. Like it's not like it's like the catchiest song all year isn't gonna be a fast food melody.
Well, no, it's not. It's okay. I'm not arguing that this is in the same stratosphere as the catchiest song.
I know you are. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I know you are. I'm just saying, like it. I don't think it's that catchy at all. Like, I think
love
it's
how quickly Sheridan went from being like, "Yeah, it's a great idea to say that it's the catchiest song," and then
we're not, bro. If you run the tape back, I said if he executes. After I said that, I said if he executes, that's a great thing. It doesn't have to be the.
This is why it can be bad though, because if he thinks he executed. And we obviously don't think he executed. That's where it's a problem.
No one does, though. No one. He can't come on here and be like, "Oh, like y'all are just haters," because literally no one said that was good. Not a single person.
They had good things to say about it, more than you.
But the thing is, he never said it was good. That's why I think this is a different conversation. He said it's a catchy song. I'm sure
the catchiest though, not just catchy.
Yeah, of course, but that's how.
I think to be the catchiest song, it has to be kind of good, like.
But I understand.
Like I would just like
what you're saying. He obviously was using hyperbole. I don't think that he thought that this is genuinely the catchiest song of the year, and it's not a great song. But I think that if somebody else performed this with the same lyrics, we would be having a different conversation.
I'm not as confident as you that he doesn't actually think it's the catchiest song of all year.
It just suffers too from like poor production and everything else.
Maybe he's joking.
Well, no, I think that he thinks.
I know a lot of people that would say that and they would be dead serious and that shit would be dirt.
I think he.
I hope he knows it's not.
I think he thinks he made a really catchy song, and wanted to.
No, Jake, don't touch that song.
Yeah, Jake
remix it with him.
You paid him that $7,000 feature price.
Bring in Kimby 15 to the studio and remix it, Jake.
That song's got the cheese touch. Do not get anywhere near.
Show us how good you are, Jake Daniels. We could be supportive and help him grow and get better. Bro, we do that. We do it all the time. But we like this is it's a good song. No, not a good song, but I like to see him continue working. That's what I've been trying to say throughout this whole thing. He's a young artist, so I don't think this is his lane, but he can grow from recognizing like this ain't it and try something different.
If I were to, I agree with that. You have to.
Joey, I feel you. I just been too nice for too long on here.
52 weeks.
I gotta let people know, bro.
We're just saying why it's not catchy.
Yeah.
Nah, Joey definitely has a point, but so
I agree.
When you're talking about, we've heard music from him before, and this is unlike it. And I'm not sure exactly what I would describe his lane as, but being conscious of your lane, stepping out of your comfort zone and expanding and trying new things, that's a part of being an artist and growing. But you shouldn't put that stamp of this is the best this is the catchiest, this is the most lyrical.
It's
None of
setting
that
yourself
shit.
up for
I would
failure.
not have said all that if he hadn't
Exactly.
said that.
Exactly. I got taught that shit in one of my classes. Like, don't oversell yourself, because then once you don't hit that even close, you're just gonna get blown apart. So that's where my biggest takeaway of this.
You're supposed to undersell yourself, if anything.
If Andrew didn't read what he said, I would have listened to that, and I would have maybe given. I felt like I still gave him constructive criticism. I just wouldn't have been quite as brutal. But
you were
gonna put
brutal.
Man, he said abrasive.
Abrasive was a funny word, but it's when you look up the definition, it was true. He made that song without necessarily the regards of other people and how they're gonna feel about that. He made it to his personal taste. You feel me? So as funny and as disrespectful as it may sound, it was an accurate assessment of the situation. So I think that you didn't say anything objectively disrespectful. I think you were honest. I think we were all honest.
And we're more honest than usual, because when someone is like that gives you the desire to be more honest, because they're kind of overselling themselves, and you're like, well, if you want to say that, we might as well give it to you the honest truth.
It sounds stupid for me to go and be critical of like a really great song and then be like similarly critical of a really not good song. You know what I mean? Because like I'm always gonna give constructive criticism, even like on the best songs we hear on this. I'll say one or two things that I would like to be better. But I'm gonna be honest, when I hear something that I think is just not good at all, I can't like have that even be like even close in comparison to when I talk about some really great songs that we hear on it.
But yeah, we're moving more in the lane of a little bit more honesty, so it works out for everybody. But this last track I've got, I'm excited to hear it. It's a new Ty Burst track. I think he just dropped the video on YouTube. That's where it becomes hard for me to follow his stuff, is he doesn't necessarily, sometimes it doesn't even see Spotify or the other streaming services. It's just released as a video, which to me is confusing, because if you're putting the money behind the video, why aren't you putting the money behind just throwing it up on a streaming service? But we could talk about that more after we listen to the song.
Well, go ahead.
Entertainment, that's 100 points.
This shit is out of line, if you ask me. I seen it 1,000 times, that shit nasty. I told her broski on the line, and can I catch him? She looked at me in the eyes to see a reflection, but I can't show her love. Gotta run it up. I got people that's not around, I got bad luck. Broski was down, they sent him up. He was down, they sent him up. Please don't panic if that shit get hard for you. We was about that chicken like a barbecue. Shit they doing, that shit never hard to do. Bodies drop, I swear that shit a hard to do. I've been feeling cold. I've been feeling cold. They don't know, don't know, don't know, don't know. I've been feeling cold. Heart so cold. They don't know, don't know, don't know. Cold. Heart so cold. They don't know, don't know, don't know. Don't know, don't know.
Niggas ain't sticking to the basics. No man should ever take the stand and write a statement. You made a deal with the devil, damn, that shit don't make sense. Out here frontin' and you got your older brother caged in. Damn, I'm looking at you with amazement. No, I never thought I'd see the day you do some snake shit. Nigga, we was in the days in on a late shift. All them days in the trenches, guess it was some fake shit.
This shit is out of line, if you ask me. I seen it 1,000 times, that shit nasty. I told her broski on the line, and can I catch him? She looked at me in the eyes to see a reflection, but I can't show her love. Gotta run it up. I got people that's not around, I got bad luck. Broski was down, they sent him up. He was down, they sent him up. I've been feeling cold. I've been feeling cold. They don't know, don't know, don't know, don't know.
That was So Cold by Ty Burst. I'm curious to hear what you guys thought of that.
Hold up. What verse ruins the song?
The second one.
Out of your damn mind.
When he started rapping, it took me out of the song completely.
A bad editing choice is different than like the verse it ruins the song. Is it the mixing or is it like a bad verse?
Both. It was both for me.
Man, I thought
the lyrics were good, but the delivery and flow weren't my favorite, and I didn't like how it was like I was hearing like it was auto-tune, and then it was like no auto-tune, and it was just like kind of like, whoa. I didn't like it.
I thought the second dude, the verse was a necessity for this track, to be honest. I thought it added. It didn't have to be that dude. It didn't have to be that verse. But that break in the song with that content and what was a necessity to me. You feel me? I saw this video probably 30 minutes after Burst dropped it. The video goes with the song very well constructed. Ty Burst did his thing. I think I agree with you, Sheridan. My favorite part about the second verse are the lyrics. I don't think it was necessarily on the same. It wasn't mixed.
The lyrics were good. The lyrics were good. The mix was just not good, and I didn't feel like he was flowing. Like I was like.
I think we would have felt way better about it had the mix on that been better, because even I could tell like this shit sounds just way different than the beginning of the track sounded, and that took me out too. Even from like the second he came in, I was almost taken aback. Like I was like, what is going on?
When you do a lot of features and shit, this sounds like I don't know, Burst made this track and then sent it out with an open, and dude just sent his shit back and they just put it into the song, and that was that. And that's unfortunately the downfall of a lot of collaborations between artists. When you're sending stuff back and forth, it's hard to get the energy exactly right, or people don't take the proper time on it. I don't necessarily feel that way about this song in general. I hear what y'all are talking about when it comes on, and it's a whole different change of pace. But I really liked the change of pace.
I was even confused like at that, just the whole middle section of the song where it like slows down, gets quiet, comes back, and then all of a sudden we're hit with that verse kind of out of nowhere. So I loved the song up until that point. Like me, I was like, this is probably one of the best songs I've played on here in a long time, because I didn't listen to this beforehand. I hadn't seen the video, which threw me for a loop. And I fucking hate when I do that to myself with the video ones, because I don't know what's going on, and there's always video stuff going on in the background. But this was like, I liked it. I really, really liked what was going on in the beginning, and I would probably really like it in full with that verse if it was just better produced or mixed better or whatever, because that was my biggest takeaway. It literally pulled me out of it.
Yeah, that was like I was literally like almost like trancing, like I was like just like in it, and then that came and I was like, whoa.
I hear what y'all saying,
because that almost made, when it faded out, it almost made the new verse like even more stand out more, because I'm like, what is going on with this song? Is it almost over? What is it not almost over? And then we just get a new verse, and it's like different.
I mean, this is both your guys' first time hearing this track, right?
Yeah,
that's my first time.
Yeah, so this is my third or fourth time hearing this track, and the first time,
I might be more into it.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, the first time I heard this, the second dude threw me off, just because I wasn't necessarily expecting that. The more that I listened to it, the more I realized, like, I love that part. The first time I heard it, I was like, damn, he should have got somebody else on this, or he should have just not had a feature on it in general. But especially with how it plays into the video, like Xavier said, some of the editing choices might not have been the best, but I still enjoyed them heavily. And whenever I hear, when's the last time you heard Burst with a rapper like this on a track with him, with no auto-tune, slowed down, talking some real shit? I can't name it. J.O. and Scaff do not provide that type of energy on a track with Burst, if that makes sense. So maybe it was just a contrast.
Sure.
Maybe it was just a contrast in the fact that I always want to hear something like that with Burst. But Son should have hit me for that. You feel me? He should have just let me get that 16. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
We would have killed it.
I'm excited to see what Burst is doing though going forward. Just I know he just dropped the project, but the fact that he's clearly still working, and I think when we had even talked about the project, he mentioned like, hold on, there's gonna be more that I'm dropping this year that you guys will be talking about a little bit more than this project. So hearing that, I anticipate it, because that, like I said, that was one of my favorite songs I've played in some time on the Cypher in this position where I'm like, damn. And then the second verse kind of took me out of it, but. His stuff that hit, that was like one of my favorite songs by him. So
he just dropped a really nice vlog too. I think a couple days after this video, like an in studio chilling with the boys vlog. He's on his shit. He's got a lot of content coming soon.
He's got good people around him that are really smart about that shit too. Like I think I know someone that he works with that is really, really smart.
Maisie.
Nah, not that person.
How the fuck you say his name?
Someone else.
Okay.
This dude named.
Nah,
Devin.
he has a lot of content. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He just has a lot of content coming out. He has a really marketable image. He can do any type of style that you want. He can do the bars. He can do the mainstream melody. He could even go pop if he fucking wanted to. And he's a natural in front of the camera. Like
he's someone I could see blowing up just off of like the right opportunity. You know what I mean? Literally, and that's for a lot of people. But he's got going. So
me and Hundo, whenever I used to shoot with Hundo, he's one of the people that really put me on the Burst. I knew of him before, but he's always campaigning and championing Ty Burst, because he knows that he's just one song or one look away.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time that I got put onto him, Hundo was like, yo, this dude is meant for Hollywood. You feel me? Like he the big lights, name in the fucking everything, like red carpet type shit. And he's lived up to that so far.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he's got working on, and they seem to make shit happen. So excited for it. But that wraps everything up. We got to play and got to talk about. Sheridan, you're someone who's been making some shit happen. Now you want to talk about it after weeks and weeks of speculation?
Yeah, so basically here we are. I'm back in San Francisco. When I was in Portland for most of quarantine, I recorded a lot of music, and like a lot of music, and I have compiled 8 tracks together. I have an EP ready to go. It's gonna be titled On Myself. I'm going to be putting it out on June 18th. So be ready, 6/18. I'm dropping that, and I will have a very special event in line with that. I'll get more details out about that as stuff moves on. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm going to have physicals. I'm going to have merch in line. I'm going to have a bunch of cool stuff going on. So be ready. I'll have singles dropping. Just stay tuned. Social medias are gonna be popping. I gotta make sure I'm not banned on Facebook so I can.
He's been on his best behavior lately, but I think this J. Cole album's gonna screw everything up. They're gonna have to push back the album.
I won't let it. Big.
I was gonna say, just stop giving opinions. Like just
I gotta
stop giving opinions, and you'll be fine. Like
I gotta stop giving opinions for real.
Yeah.
Stop telling all the Trump
give
supporters.
All your opinions once a week on a Wednesday, and you'll be all right.
But I'm gonna be showing y'all some cover art probably, hopefully later today. Just stay tuned on that.
Later today.
So yeah, some posts will be made for sure.
Looking forward to that, bro. Looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to the project and everything else you've got coming. How about you, Ant? What's going on?
Man. I don't necessarily.
You got a timeline on those Vegas videos at all? Like, I know it's probably not anytime soon. It's probably down the line a little ways. But do you have any type of timeline?
It's not my songs technically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's for Noxie and Blicka worked on a collab project, and it's for their project. So I'll be kept up to date with them, of course. But I don't have an exact timeline.
Makes sense.
I have 3 videos ready to drop right now. I got 4 or 5 videos coming back to me within the next couple of weeks. I'm assuming, and so I've really just been stockpiling. It's been an insane. I haven't hit the studio since late March, which is weird because I've been doing 20 to 30 hours in the studio a month since the pandemic started.
That's weird to hear. Even though it's a month, like even though that's just a month for Ant, that's weird to me to hear that you've been out of the studio for a month.
It's weird to me. My pops got COVID, then I had to quarantine. Then I was in Utica for a weekend. Then I was in Vegas for half a week. Then the last session I had that was scheduled for last week, my engineer had to end up canceling, rescheduling. So I'll be back in the studio soon. I have an unbelievable amount of music that I could drop. Right now I have cover arts. I got the videos for them. But I just, especially after the way St. Kannon went and how I liked the rollout and how long I was able to get something tangible out of it. I want to make sure the next time I drop a project, it's just as big, if not better. So right now, the only thing I'm deciding, I almost did something like spring cleaning, where I just dropped a track every 2 weeks. But I want to, if I do something like that, I need to get the most out of it. So I'm really just trying to figure out when to let one of these videos go. And like I said, I was supposed to be in California this week, so I wasn't actually planning to be in my current position right now.
Right.
So I got a lot of stuff in the works. St. Kannon 2 is ready. I could drop that today if I wanted to, but it's not something that I want to do. So you'll get a single out before May, at least one, and possibly a video. I'll make sure to keep everybody up to date with that.
Facts. My album's coming soon, and fourth quarter 2021. You know, that Drew album is coming. No album for me. But Upstate Aesthetic will be having more interviews and content coming over the next couple of weeks, especially as I'm getting ready to graduate. Won't have half as much shit to worry about, which will give me the opportunity to do reviews and stuff like that. So I'm excited to do more stuff for Upstate Aesthetic and just get stuff rolling with all that, especially as everybody's starting to release more music. It'll be better for everybody. So just make sure you stay updated with the website, share the Facebook, invite people to like the Facebook. That'll help out a lot. So appreciate everybody tuning in today, chatting with us, conversating, listening to some music. But we are done for today. We'll be back next Wednesday to do the same thing. If you're an artist tuned in and you want to jump on next week and join the conversation, hit me up. We'd love to bring any of you guys on to just chat about whatever. You sat through the show with us and chatted, so might as well bring you up on the show.
We're looking for a replacement for Anthony.
Yeah, we're going to replace Anthony. Don't tell him, but...
I haven't... I think it's fine. I think it's time we let them know. I have a new podcast coming that's 10 times bigger than this one, and they can't afford the tab anymore.
Damn.
So we went our separate ways.
Yeah, it's time to go our separate ways. But me and Sheridan will be back next Wednesday for sure.
Oh yeah.
With whichever one of you guys get for a cheaper price tag.
We got an Anthony lookalike. I think we'll be all right. So. We'll be good.
Yeah,
Patrick
with
Mahomes
Jake,
will be here next week.
Jake's taking your spot.
Yeah, Jake. New Anthony Kannon.
Now how do you feel?
Guys, now how do I feel?
He's the one going to a bigger show.
Maybe I'll let you guys. I was gonna say maybe I'll let you guys pull up to my podcast.
Not Sheridan, just me. But that's all right.
Yeah, the nigga that kicked me off. That sounds rich.
All right, let's play a little bit of bingo and get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in with us.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah. We was some kids with the trap jumping. There was some days we ain't have nothing. Was good with that nigga, he asked for me. Back in the day, got packs from me. I took a break, I'm back on my wave. I jump on the stage and get cash from me. Used to hit licks with a couple of friends, so you know what it is with the mask on them. I saw the cops back on my block, so I had to dip with a half on them. Before I get knocked, I'm setting up shop, so I ain't get cold with the gas on them. This is a party, doomsday. I'm on a run. I'm at Enzo and Bingo. I spot a rapper, bingo. Tell from the flow that I be a go-getter. Shots get thrown, can't run from the pole, nigga. Ain't too many got sold with them raps.